Welcome back, my friends, to some more Weltkrieg. I can't wait to jump in here and have some fun. Now, one thing I'm definitely going to do here is we've got a bunch of armies that, quite frankly, are just a little too big for their britches. So I'm going to grab some of these units and basically just remove them from the armies themselves, sort of reorganize these armies if I can. So I'm going to go ahead and select these guys. We're going to get them out of the army. I don't want to disband them. Just want to get them out of here. Yes, unassign. We're going to unassign this army as well, unassign. And yeah, this is going to definitely open up a few pockets for us, which could prove problematic. But the fact is, I think that our German allies have got this situation under control. The situation, of course, with Japan. So I'm kind of letting them run the show for now. They've already managed to take quite a lot of territory. Some people wanted me to do some naval invasions of Korea, but I'm going to show you guys just in a second why that's, number one, not possible and not something I would go for anyway. So let's go ahead and assign an army, assign a commander here, I should say, to this army. I am going to put Tai'anyan in control of this army. We're going to go ahead and put them on the front lines of Tibet over here, so they can start working on building a better Tibet, or getting ready to attack Tibet, of course. We also have volunteer forces in transfer from the United States of Greater Austria. And as you can see here, we are now at war with the Japanese, Italy, the French, and Greater Bulgaria. So the entire fascist alliance, essentially. Now, as you can see, the Russians have already taken Korea. So we have no chance of taking that. All we can hope for is that our German allies can break through here in Japan. And maybe we can even try and get some land out of this. Who knows? Maybe we can, since we're all in this war together, perhaps we can try and get the Russians to give us Korea. I would also like to attack Manchuria, but I think that that's going to be a little more complicated. One thing I probably want to do is get some guys on the border with Manchuria very, very soon here. And one thing we definitely want to do is get a cause of war for Tibet. So we're trying to get a justification of war with them, of course. This could take a while. In the meantime, we probably want to go ahead and get some forces over here on Manchuria. I might even take this army over here of 11 and just put them on the actual border there to start defending. But I don't want to do that until we know for sure that our German allies have managed to break through here to Japan. As you can see, there's a lot left to do, and we do have a division ready to go, but no transport ships as far as I can see. So I'm going to select Army 4 here. I'm going to try, but no, I don't think we're going to be able to take this invasion. And I told you guys already, I am awful. Absolutely awful at doing naval invasions in this game. And right now, I think our total limit is 0. No units assigned to this armor control. Click. Let's try to assign units to this order, but no, it's not going to work. I don't even think we have any transport ships to do it. So I'm hoping that my German friends can get Japan to stop the war, maybe through attrition at the very least, and then we can focus on other things, mainly reestablishing our country and making sure that we come out strong in the end here. I'm also going to get that armored car. I've been wanting one for a while. We've already actually researched some of our divisions and managed to get some pretty decent setups for these divisions, I should say. So let me select all of these guys right here. I want to make sure that they are not training. Now, they're not training, but apparently this border with Tibet, close to the Himalayas, obviously, this is a cold, cold border. So I can see why they're taking attrition damage, bad supply, obviously. Just not a good place to be. If we do have to go to war with Tibet, I'm confident we can take Lhasa pretty soon. But again, we've got to get that justification first. And right now, we're just trying to keep the enemy away from us. All right, Mao Zedong brings revolution to Tibet. So we bring revolution to Tibet. I'm not sure if we can declare war yet. I think we need to wait a little bit. No war goal to justify a declaration. Mao Zedong questions Tibetan sovereignty. That's exactly what we need. And while this war is raging on against the Japanese, maybe we can go ahead and take out Tibet. We can see that our German friends are fighting the Japanese as much as possible. It actually looks like fighting has temporarily stopped, or did temporarily stop there for a while. I hope that the Soviets are also sending men over, but we're basically letting them deal with this invasion while we reconsolidate in this area. Now, these guys are not in the best shape, I'll admit that. Our armies are not looking great, but I think that with the lack of enemy armies, we actually could do a pretty good job. We also just got the ultimatum on Manchuria. This gives us the go-ahead to go ahead and attack the enemy in Manchuria, and it looks like they're already at war with us, if I'm not mistaken. 10 divisions here. We've got this entire army here, 31. We're going to go ahead and get on that front line with Manchuria. Looks like they got there before we did, and they may be already starting to push through to our line. So we want to go ahead and get there fast really fast and start to repel those invasions. But for sure, they're trying to push in to the People's Republic of China, and we've got to do something about that. So we're going to try to defend Beijing. They may be getting to Beijing before we even get there, but if I'm not mistaken, and maybe I am, it looks like Manchuria is definitely at war with us. Yes, they definitely are. So we're going to go ahead and get these guys on the border. Once they're on that border, we are going to start attacking for sure. One thing I'm going to do is obviously shore up my defenses first and then attack. I'm hoping that the Japanese do not have the know-how to just attack us, straight out. I don't think they do. I'm going to take this army of 11 and just drive through the country. I'm not even going to set up any sort of attack plan for now. I think I'm just going to try to do this manually and move in little by little. But right now, I want these guys to regain some of their supply. Before we do that, for sure, though, we want to grab some of these units, these Juntuan units, and start smashing the enemy. One thing I'm going to do is try to go to modify government. Let's try to get a military high command here. Army logistics is going to drop our division attrition. We might even need to bring some troops over from Tibet to make this happen. But I'm going to go ahead, take these 3 divisions, push right on through the country, take these 3 divisions, push right on through over here, because now it's clear that Manchuria has joined Japan officially to try and take away all we've worked for, and that's just not acceptable. I want some of these guys to take some time, and I'm actually going to lower the speed here, not too much, but at least a little bit so we can kind of see what's going on. Some of these attacks are not going to be working out very well. Obviously, our army is not in perfect condition. That would be an understatement, but I think we can do this. I really think we can manage to garner a great victory here and destroy the Manchurians. And obviously, this would mean a lot, and I mean a lot of land for us. We can already see some of our divisions already taking this Manchurian territory. I'm cutting up from the north, and I hope that the Soviets are in this war with us. I do believe they are, but they don't seem to be attacking across the border. If I were the Soviets, I'd be going straight for the Manchurians' throats right about now. So let's take this cavalry unit. We're going to march in this way. See, we got a few more units marching in this way, trying to kind of cut the enemy off. Some of these attacks are working out great. The others, not so much. So I'm going to go ahead and push through here through Beijing. I don't want the Manchurians to grab Beijing. That would be a serious problem. But I am considering grabbing that army on the border of Tibet and bringing it over here to the Manchurian border to assist with our attack. Then again, let's just wait and see how things are going, because right now we are definitely pushing in through Manchurian territory and doing pretty good. I'm actually going to go straight to Harbin. I'm going to assist in this assault here because I want to try to cut them off completely. And I also want to take a look here and see if we can get any more upgrades for our divisions. We could get some military police, but I think the Type 24 rifle is what we should really be going for here. So let's grab that Type 24. Some of our divisions, as you can see, are not doing so well in the Manchurian attack, but I think once we start cutting them off, they are really going to start suffering. And the French Empire declared war on Switzerland. That's not cool, man. That's a hands-off. You're not supposed to declare war on Switzerland. That's just wrong. So we can see here that the German Empire is holding out pretty well. I'm not sure if the United States of Greater Austria are in this war with us. Let's see. Empire of Indochina is in this war with us, interestingly enough. But yeah, it looks like the United States of Greater Austria, as far as I can see, have stayed out of this war despite sending us troops to assist. So I'm hoping that they will join the war pretty soon here, and I'm definitely hoping that the Soviets are trying to get a piece of this action because we need their help. There's no doubt about it. Now, this larger army of 10, I could actually go ahead and assign a commander to this. So let me grab a new general here and give Wang Yaowu the command of this army. Their job is just to push through Beijing and basically open up this area, open up this gap so that we can break through without having to worry about losing one of our major population centers. It's not something I want to happen, and look at that. Our cavalry is still moving through. They're getting a lot of Japanese support, though. This is the concern. Now they're getting Japanese support. Things just got serious. It definitely looks like the Soviets are attacking too, but the Japanese are pushing a lot of our German friends back. Of course, the Soviets now aren't even in our sphere, so they can kind of do whatever the hell they want. They don't necessarily even need to have this war end. They might just be waiting for us to get destroyed so that they can move in and grab all this delicious territory, which is kind of what I'm anticipating actually right now. So we're still going through the country, of course, taking everything we can. And yeah, the Soviets are definitely taking some land. The fact that the Manchurians have given the Japanese basing rights is a major problem for us. As you can see here, we're about to crush the army of Nalankangan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all. I do believe we have some planes here, so I'm going to definitely send them over here into Manchuria. to assist with this battle, with this war, and the fact is many lives will be lost during this war on both sides. This is serious fighting we're looking at right now, and the enemy's not going to stop for a split second. In fact, we still got some fighters over here as well. We'll send them in. These are very, very early war fighters, but I think they're good enough to get the job done and to do some damage here to Manchuria. Look at that. Just look at that. That's looking beautiful. One thing that's not looking beautiful is all the Japanese troops that are coming to the fray right now. Actually, we've got a cavalry unit here that's stuck behind enemy lines. I'm going to try to cut through over here. I'm also going to take these infantry units, and I'm going to try to cut through this way, because we can't fight 10 places at once, but these cavalry can certainly open up a lot of gaps here in the enemy defenses. And look at that. We've already gotten through with a significant amount of forces, and we should go straight for their population centers. Now, Harbin is going to be the capital. Doesn't look like we can make it to Harbin this turn, but definitely cutting off some of these enemies would be good, especially these Japanese troops right here. So I'm going to grab these units right here, this just like a group of 4, and I'm going to go southwards, meet the enemy over here before they get to Tianjin province, or the city of Tianjin. We want to stop that from occurring, and we want to show the Japanese that we can still beat them on the battlefield. So there we go. I mean, things are looking amazing. Look at the landmass we have. Now, is that going to continue this way? I don't know. Also, the Swiss have asked for a non-aggression pact. Of course, I'll accept. I don't want to go to war with the Swiss at all. You know, basically, they're not exactly allies. Well, I guess they kind of are, since they're at war with France, too. But, I mean, we have no reason to ever go to war with Switzerland, especially where we are now. It's just not something that I would do. One thing I definitely want to do, I want to take a look here at the recruit and deploy phase. We could deploy some units, but I want to train even more units. So I'm going to train some armor divisions. And I want to make sure that those factories are producing that armor. We did ask them to, but you never know. It takes a while to produce all this stuff. Let's go ahead and add a unit. No location set. We'll add it here. Add a unit. We still got 1.20 million. So we don't even really need to change our recruitment policy as far as I'm concerned. But let's look at the production. And wow, it looks like our tanks have been removed from production. We definitely need to get that light tank. I'm going to put it all the way up in terms of importance. And hopefully we can figure that out. I think I got rid of him to get the interwar bomber. We're not even getting any interwar bombers right now. We've got plenty of rifles. We've got plenty of towed artillery. I made sure to get that because we had added this to our units, and we need that. I mean, artillery is helping us right now. It's probably one thing that's allowing us to get this far into Manchuria, but nonetheless, this is a cause for concern. So I'm going to grab my army on Tibet. The Tibetans can rest easy for now. We'll select all of these units. We'll go to the front line here. Try again. And it's not the most pretty front line, but I think I just want to control that northern sector. Did we do that right? Front line, come on, boys. I hope these guys are going to make it over here. If not, we'll do it manually if need be. We could also just start moving these troops over and attack manually. It's not necessarily a problem because the Japanese are really the main threat right now. And we've even got some German ships here assisting the Japanese and the Manchurians. So we definitely want to keep pushing through. It looks like so far our attacks are going very well. I don't know how long that's going to keep up, but obviously we want to go ahead and try and support these attacks all along the front. So let's go ahead and move through here and try to get that Tibetan army, the army over here near Tibet, over to this front line immediately. There we go. That's going to work a little better, I think. There we go. And at this point, it's all about just getting our allies to help us. It looks like the Soviets are moving here through the south, doing a lot of damage. But of course, Japan remains essentially untouched. They managed to fight off our German friends, and that makes the job a lot more difficult for us, obviously. But, you know, we just got to accept things. Now, eventually someone's going to get to Harbin. In fact, we might be the first ones to get to Harbin if we keep pushing. I don't want to get trapped behind enemy lines, but at the same time, I also want to take the capital city. And we could see our Soviet friends pushing up here. They've even got the British assisting them here. We've got to thank our lucky stars that the British do not control India in this Let's Play, or we really would be in a world of hurt. Let me go ahead and select all these divisions. And I've got to redraw that line. We're doing something wrong here, and I don't know what it is. So let me just boom, 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 boom. Click. There we go. That's more like it. Knew something was weird, and now they're going to be getting to that front line. Hopefully they get there in time, but considering how well we're doing, I think we probably will get there in time. Of course, with this Japanese support, a lot could happen and a lot could change. We need everybody right now to be working to destroy the enemy and destabilize them on all ends. So, of course, we're going to take these 2 units, move straight to Harbin, and try to take the city. I hope you guys are enjoying the battle so far and the Let's Play. If you are, make sure to smash that like button. As always, you can donate to the channel, or you can also just share the channel with your friends. Try to get as many people here as possible, okay, guys? Thank you for watching. Take care. Have an awesome day.